She came home with a hickey and tried to blame the cat. We don't have a cat. Been married to this woman, Lisa, for close to 9 years. Met her back when we were both working at a car rental joint just outside of Phoenix. She was all fire back then, sharp tongue, quick wit, legs that went on for days. I was dumb enough to think I'd tamed her. Fast forward to now, and either I'm blind, stupid, or she's gotten way too good at sneaking around. Thing is, I didn't go snooping, not really. I didn't set out to catch her doing anything. Hell, I wanted to believe she was just going through a rough patch, same as I was. Work's been brutal lately. I've been pulling extra shifts with my buddy Mike, trying to cover a promotion opportunity that might finally get us out of this dead-end neighborhood and into something that doesn't smell like fried regret and cat piss. But little things started piling up. Like that hickey I mentioned. Lisa strolled in one night around 11, smelling like a damn cologne counter exploded on her neck. She had this red splotch just under her jawline, plain as day. When I pointed it out, half joking, trying to play it cool, she goes, "Oh, that? Must have been the cat at Stephanie's." I said, "Lisa, we don't have a cat." She blinked. Took a second too long to register what she just said. Then she laughed it off like I was the crazy one. "Steph has a cat, dummy." Right. So now we're blaming other people's pets for neck bruises. Didn't think much of it that night. Just cracked a beer and tried to forget about it. I mean, she looked tired, makeup half melted, like she'd been running a marathon in heels. I chalked it up to maybe a wild girl's night or something. God knows we all need to blow off steam. But once you see something, you can't unsee it. That hickey was the match, and suddenly I was looking around and seeing smoke everywhere. Another thing that stuck with me, her phone. She never used to care if I glanced at it, especially when she got a text or call. Hell, she'd even hand it to me to change the music when we were driving. But lately? That thing's on her like it's fused to her hand. I reached for it once, just out of habit to skip a song on Spotify while we were cleaning out the garage, and she damn near jumped like I tried to grab her bra. "You don't need to go through my stuff, Chuck." Wasn't. Just trying to skip that Luke Bryan garbage. Well, maybe I like it. Since when? No answer. Just walked away, mumbling something about me always being controlling. Now let me be clear, I ain't the jealous type. Never been. Lisa's always been a little spicy, the kind of woman who flirts with bartenders for free drinks and calls it just harmless fun. I used to laugh about it, even egg her on when we were younger. But this felt different. This felt off. Things kept happening. One time I came home early from work, got lucky with a cancelled site inspection. House was empty, but the shower was running. No car in the driveway, no keys on the hook. I thought maybe she left it on and ran next door or something. But when she finally came back, her hair was dry. Said she'd been out grocery shopping. "Did you forget to turn the shower off before you left?" I asked. She smiled, kissed my cheek. "Silly me. Guess I'm losing my mind." Yeah, maybe. Or maybe she was trying to rinse off someone else's cologne. The neighbor across the street, Kenny, started hanging around more, too. Used to be just polite head nods when we passed each other outside. Then suddenly he's borrowing tools, asking if Lisa's around when I'm out back. Caught him once sitting on our porch steps, said he was waiting to return a baking dish. I didn't even know we loaned him a damn baking dish. I started getting paranoid. Every time I'd see Lisa texting, every phone call she'd take outside, it was like my gut twisted just a little more. But I kept telling myself, don't be that guy. Don't turn into a snoop. Don't go reading her messages like some Lifetime movie husband who ends up sleeping in his truck. Still, it got harder to ignore. Her new perfume that didn't smell like the one she kept in the bathroom. The way she started dressing a little nicer when she said she was going grocery shopping. She even shaved her legs before going out one night, and told me she was meeting Steph for pizza and wine. Pizza and wine don't require silk blouses and shaved legs. One night I got fed up with stewing in my own head and decided I'd follow her. Yeah, I said I wasn't gonna snoop, and maybe I'm a hypocrite. But I didn't sneak around or anything. Just got in my truck after she left, and followed her a few blocks behind. Figured if she was really going to Steph's, I'd feel stupid and that'd be the end of it. But she didn't go to Steph's. She went to a parking lot behind a sports bar on the edge of town. Sat in her car for about 10 minutes, then another car pulled up and she got in it. I couldn't see who it was from where I was, and I'll admit I froze. I could have driven up, could have confronted her right then and there. But I didn't. I went home. Sat on the porch. Smoked 2 cigarettes even though I quit 5 years ago. Told myself I was probably just imagining things. Could have been a friend, or maybe she was helping someone with something private. Maybe she was even buying weed or something, who the hell knows. I didn't want to believe what my gut was screaming. The next morning, she came home like nothing happened. Said Steph's cat scratched her arm. I didn't even ask about the scratch. Didn't say a word. I just kissed her, poured her some coffee, and sat across the table wondering what the hell I was supposed to do next. The worst part? I still wanted to be wrong. I wanted to believe my wife wasn't lying to my face. But deep down, I knew something was coming. Something big. And when it did, I'd be ready. I just didn't know it would come from someone even closer than I thought. I tried real hard to convince myself I was just getting in my own head. You know how it is, start pulling on one loose thread and suddenly the whole damn sweater unravels. I'd been married to Lisa for nearly a decade. She knew how to work me like a jukebox. One kiss on the cheek, one slow rub on my neck while I was watching TV, and suddenly I'd forget why I was even suspicious in the first place. But the act wasn't flawless. She started doing this new thing where she'd pick little fights out of nowhere. Like clockwork, every time she was about to go out, suddenly I was too controlling, or always in a mood. The fights were never about anything real. Once it was about how I folded the towels wrong. Another time, she got mad 'cause I didn't look happy enough. When she said she was meeting her friend Denise for coffee. Denise lives in Colorado now. I let it slide. Again. But then came the day I left work early, around 3 p.m., heat index damn near 110, sweat soaking through my work shirt. I pull up to the house and see Lisa's car in the driveway, even though she told me she was working late that night. I didn't think anything of it at first, figured maybe she got off early too. Maybe the universe was giving me a break. I walk in the door, call her name, no answer. House was dead quiet, lights off except a dim glow coming from upstairs. I ain't proud of it, but I stood there at the foot of the stairs like a damn statue. Heart thumping like I was 20 again, about to get caught sneaking into a girl's room. I was ready to hear voices. Ready to hear a creaky bed. But there was nothing. Just the sound of my own pulse. Turned out she was just taking a nap. Fully dressed, makeup still perfect. Laying under the covers like a mannequin. When I asked why she was home early, she yawned and said her boss let her leave early 'cause things were slow. Now here's the kicker, Lisa works reception at a damn orthopedic clinic. Ain't never been slow there, not in the 5 years she's been clocking in. Old folks with bad knees don't take summer breaks. Still, I smiled, nodded. Didn't say a word. Just made her coffee and told her to take it easy. But that night, I did something I swore I wouldn't do. I checked her car. Not her phone. Not her purse. Just the car. I told myself I was looking for an insurance card I needed for registration, half true at least. Glove box, empty but clean. Too clean. Middle console? Found a receipt for a liquor store on the west side, other side of town. Cash only, 5:37 p.m. I was home by 3, remember? She told me she was napping all afternoon. So now my brain's going full NASCAR, racing and making left turns with no finish line. I wanted to believe it was innocent. Maybe she let someone borrow her car. Maybe she ran out while I was in the shower. Maybe I was just plain stupid. Then there was Kenny again. Our overly helpful neighbor with too much time and not enough boundaries. That dude started finding reasons to knock on our door at least twice a week. Brought over extra burgers from the grill. Needed help with his lawnmower. Asked Lisa if she could give him a hand with his new blinds. She's 5'2" and has a torn rotator cuff. One time, I caught him giving her a weird little shoulder squeeze in our front yard while they were laughing over something. I stepped outside just in time to see his hand fall away like a kid caught with his hand in the cookie jar. He acted surprised to see me, said, "Hey Chuck! I was just asking your lady about her famous potato salad." Lisa hates making potato salad. Has for years. Always says it's too much mayo, not enough payoff. I just nodded, didn't say much. Kenny left. Lisa gave me this weird grin and said, "He's harmless." Sure. So's a rattlesnake, if you don't step on it. But I wasn't looking at Kenny anymore. Not really. I was starting to realize the danger wasn't in the bushes, it was already in the house. And then came the dinner party. We don't do much entertaining these days, but Lisa decided to throw a little get-together. Just for fun. Said it'd be nice to reconnect with some friends. She invited her old work buddy Tasha, her cousin Drew, a couple of neighbors, and my buddy from work, Mike. Mike's been my ride-or-die for damn near 15 years. We came up together through the same back-breaking roofing jobs, drank beer in the truck bed after long days, even helped each other move when we were too broke to hire help. Lisa always liked him, thought he was funny, smart. Said he reminded her of her older brother. That night they were laughing a little too much. Not the usual, "Haha, you're funny," kinda laugh. This was that deep, bellyful laugh that makes eyes linger too long and hands rest a second longer than they should. I saw her touch his arm, real light, real smooth, like she forgot I was even there. And I didn't say a word. Mike shot me a glance once across the table. Quick. Nervous. Like he knew I saw. After everyone left, I asked Lisa if she'd had fun. She said, "Best night in weeks." Didn't say anything about how weird Mike was being. Didn't say anything about how she went upstairs to change, and came down with different earrings and freshly applied perfume at 10:30 p.m. She went to bed early that night. Said the wine hit her harder than expected. I stayed up. Stared at my beer for an hour. My hands were shaking and I wasn't even mad, just tired. Tired of being gaslit. Tired of wondering who the hell I was sharing a bed with every night. And that's when I knew I was done guessing. Next time she made a move, I was gonna be ready. And I wouldn't be the one looking stupid when the curtain finally came down. It happened on a Wednesday, like the universe wanted to catch me with my guard down. I was fixing the damn garbage disposal, half covered in whatever the hell that black sludge is that lives down there, when Lisa poked her head in the garage. "I'm gonna head over to Shannon's for the night," she said, casual as you please, purse already slung over her shoulder. "She needs help putting together that IKEA bookshelf." I said, "Didn't y'all build that thing last month?" She blinked, only for a split second, but I saw it. "No," she said. "That was a dresser." Then she kissed me on the forehead like I was her sick uncle and peeled out of the driveway before I could even wipe my hands. No hug. No smile. Not even a "love you." Just taillights and dust. Here's the thing though, Shannon, her sister, was already in my kitchen. Had been for 10 damn minutes, sipping sweet tea and gossiping about some coworker of hers who got caught with his pants literally down at a wedding. I hadn't said anything about Lisa's little trip yet, just smiled and kept wiping the grease off my hands. "You said you talked to Lisa lately?" I asked, playing it cool. "Not since Sunday," she said. "Why?" I didn't answer. Just smiled. And that was the moment. That was when the last nail got pounded into the coffin of my patience. I didn't confront her that night. Didn't call. Didn't text. I waited. Waited because I already had a hunch who it was. And it wasn't Kenny the neighbor. No, he was too dumb and too loud for the kind of sneaky business Lisa had been pulling. Nah, this was someone smoother. Someone who knew both of us well. Someone who could look me in the eye and lie through his damn teeth. Mike. My best friend. My work buddy. The guy who helped me build my deck and drank beer with me the day my old man passed. Lisa got back around 2 a.m., thinking I was asleep. I wasn't. Just laid there with my back turned, breathing slow, like a man rehearsing his own funeral. She smelled like a man's cologne. Not mine. And I let it go, one last time. The next day, I called in, sick, to work. Played it off casual to Mike on the phone. Told him I was thinking about doing a little fishing instead. He sounded off, like he was reading from a script. Told me to have fun. That he'd cover things. Funny, since he never volunteers to do that. So I did what any wronged husband with a half-functioning brain and a lot of built-up rage would do. I followed him. Now I know it sounds crazy. I know I sound like every bitter story you hear at a bar from some guy with too many miles on his boots. But I had to know. I wasn't gonna let this go on one more second without truth. He left work early. Texted me saying he had a doctor's appointment. Doctor must work in room 212 at the Rosewood Inn. I parked across the street. Waited. 15 minutes later, Lisa's car pulled up. My stomach flipped like a fish on hot pavement. I watched her walk inside. Hair done. Lipstick on. Heels clicking like gunshots on the pavement. She didn't even look back. Like she belonged there. I didn't follow. Didn't barge in screaming. That ain't my style. Instead, I took out my phone and snapped a couple of pictures. One of him walking in. One of her. Time-stamped. Clear as daylight. Then I went home. I didn't cry. Didn't drink. Didn't even smoke. I made a plan. Over the next few days, I played it cool. Acted normal. She started being extra sweet again, like she always did when she thought she'd gotten away with something. Little kisses. Rubbing my back. Making breakfast like she gave a damn. Mike? He avoided me. Said he had family stuff to handle. Didn't answer calls. I didn't press. Saturday rolled around and Lisa said she wanted to go out to eat. Just us. I said that sounded real nice. Told her I'd make reservations at her favorite steakhouse. Got all dressed up. Showered. Even put on that itchy cologne she always says she likes. We pulled up to the restaurant, and she was smiling like a cat who'd just cleaned the canary off her clothes. I told her to go on in, that I just needed to grab something from the truck. What I actually did was call Mike's wife. Now, I never liked ratting someone out, but in this case? Felt damn near biblical. She picked up, confused. I told her everything. The Rosewood Inn. The time. The pictures. The lies. She didn't cry. She didn't scream. She just said, "Thank you, Chuck," and hung up. 5 minutes later, she walked into that steakhouse like she was serving subpoenas. The look on Lisa's face when she saw her was worth every sleepless night. The look on Mike's face when his wife threw the pictures on the table? That was the cherry on top of a long, bitter Sunday. I stood in the doorway, arms crossed, watching both of their mouths move without hearing a word. Lisa looked up at me, like she couldn't believe I was standing there. Like I had betrayed her. I just tipped my hat and said, "Dinner's cancelled." Walked out. Got in my truck. Drove off. Haven't seen either of them since. That was 3 weeks ago. I've already filed for divorce. Kept the house. Turns out, it was in my name the whole time, she just liked to pretend it was ours. Mike got kicked out by his wife and word spread around the company. He's getting the cold shoulder from everyone now. Me? I'm doing alright. The silence is peaceful. Sometimes I catch myself missing her, not because I still love her, but because I can't believe how much I let slide. How many lies I swallowed just to keep the peace. But not anymore. Now I sleep easy. Alone, but honest. And that's more than she ever gave me.